said Owen Benjamin tried to poison my lasagna. That's how you're going to try and diss someone in a wheelchair? By saying that the wind blew them over? That's your slight jab at me, buddy? Nice try. Must be nice to try and make jokes like that. Found out about Owen Benjamin and the Unbearables. I can't remember exactly who told me about them. It might have been one of them who had reached out to me, actually. Long story short, in like March of 2018, I was looking to, of course, continue building the show, and I was looking for a group of networkers, kind of like-minded creative conservatives, and I was told about the Unbearables. I found out about Owen through the JRE podcast. To be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of him comedically. Like, I thought he was okay, but he wasn't, great. But I kind of liked what he was doing with the whole, anti-trans kids thing. That really spoke out to me. And in the beginning, the Unbearables seemed to be a great network. People who were doing creative stuff like art and design and podcasting and video production, parody, songs, musicianship, in the case of Chuck Boris, and just late night streams, which was how I met the original DZ guys. Of course, John Neary was my first interview for the brief period of time I was with the Bears. But here's the thing, Owen's not even a conservative. He's a fucking leftist, posing. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. How dare you! Owen is doing the shit that mass shooters do before they go out and do a school shooting. Here's my manifesto. We need to get rid of the weak people, and I'm not saying he's going to be the one to do this.
An Australian man who murdered his wife with a pair of scissors, stabbed her in the chest.
This is a warning to the general public about Owen Benjamin. We warned you. How dare you!
Must be nice.
According to him, the goat urinated on him first, in front of Amy.
all this gay talk is pissing off my German Shepherd.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report, Thursday evening edition of the show. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting live here from NGC Studios. And thanks for tuning in for this impromptu show here on Thursday nights. Contact info as usual. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SamW_NDC, Gab and Minds at Sam Whitfield, Facebook.com/Whitfield Report, TheSamWhitfield.com is the website address, Apple Podcasts, please subscribe to the podcast over there, or on Spotify, and please leave a 5-star rating and review over there if you are so inclined. And then, of course, streamlabs.com/The Whitfield Report. All other links are down in the description if you are listening and or watching to this on YouTube. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, all links are on my website. So thank you for supporting the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have, I guess depending on how you look at it, we've either survived an election year or we've fallen flat on our ass with the election year. But either way, 2020 and the election year is over. I'm not going to cover the election or really anything political today. What I want to get more into is pop culture and some comic book and nerd stuff, which I did a lot prior to the election. I did pop culture Thursdays, and usually this would be like an audio only thing. I would usually only pre-record this for the audio podcast listeners and then post on the podcast feed, but several of you have requested that I start doing Pop Culture Thursdays on YouTube as well. So here we are. I'm not sure if this is going to be the regular time, but it's definitely going to be on Thursdays, just depending on what my workload is. And then, of course, Saturdays, as always, will be the week in review for politics, so to speak. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. Quick shout out to the chat. First off, Bruce City is the first one to be in the chat and to squirt, apparently. And once again, thank you to Bruce City Synth for making me that fantastic intro. 07 to her. 07 to Alan Powell in the chat, the absolute fucking madman. Of course, big shout out to the Provocataco, E Scorpio, Inquisitor Ipsy, and his partner in crime, Starshine. And again, Dear Saucin is in the chat, so we love Saucin. What can we say? She is the merry memester of this community. Anyway, though, and then of course Warfist just pops up, and then my co-host for the Saturday show, Apex Gamma, is in chat. And remember to hug a gamma. National Hug a Gamma Day is coming up here soon in February. So it is very important to remember to support your local gamma and give him or her a hug. Or else Teddy will beat a gamma to death. But anyway, that's what happens. Anyway, so, Pop Culture Thursdays. So, as many of you may know, and some of you may not know, I'm big into comic books and nerd culture. I tweet about that a lot when I'm not covering politics. And a couple of you asked me to kind of review the new show WandaVision on Disney Plus. Now, when I did my Disney Plus review in 2019, basically The Mandalorian was the only show on the platform at that point as far as original content goes. And then, of course, as far as Marvel was concerned, they basically ported all the movies over there and did all of that. So I said from the beginning that one thing I did like about Disney Plus was the fact that you don't have to, buy individual movies for the Marvel Universe or for Star Wars or any of that stuff. Although, as I've also said, if you don't own a copy of Star Wars, what's wrong with you? You're not an American. But with that being said, I found the original content to be lacking for Disney Plus in 2019, and then of course 2020, all we really got was The Mandalorian Season 2, which I enjoyed. I did an in-depth review of that in at the end of last year with my good friend Adam Hill. You can listen and or watch that podcast as well. That's on the channel and in the podcast feed. But anyway, last Friday was the premiere of WandaVision, and I was watching it, and a couple people were asking me to give my thoughts on that and really explain what the hell is going on with that show. And along with everyone else, I was confused as, I was confused as fuck when that show premiered, but the best way I can kind of describe it is it's basically an homage to 50s and 60s television, as near as I can tell, with the Scarlet Witch character from Marvel Comics and her boyfriend Vision. It's kind of a weird show how they have it set up, but that's kind of how they've set it up, with an homage to shows of the past. And then they also have some Twin Peaks stuff in there that's very trippy. They kind of play around with the time space continuum. So it's a weird show, and I'm not going to deny it. But one of my complaints about the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the past has always been that it's been pretty formulaic. It's always been, a pretty cookie cutter universe for the past, really 12 years now, ever since they did the first Iron Man movie. And I said that in order for them to, keep their audience, they need to do new things. So I think that the fact that they are kind of starting to go into the sci-fi horror genre as is a pretty good thing. But we'll have to see how it progresses over the next few weeks. I don't want to give away any spoilers. It's definitely a show that you have to go back and watch a few times to kind of understand. But all in all, I don't hate it. I like what they're trying to do with some of the time travel stuff in that show. But they're definitely going to need to fill in some of the backstory of kind of where they're at, because what they haven't done real well is explain, there's been a whole, a little gap in time between when Marvel produced the last Avengers movie, and then this show is the first thing that Marvel has put out in over a year and a half. So, they're going to need to explain that real quick in a relatively, fast time frame. How we got from, the present era to this past era, and why we're time traveling. If they can do that effectively, I think they'll retain, an audience. But this is definitely not a show for newcomers. It's, if you haven't gotten into the Marvel stuff yet, now is a good time to go back and, I guess, rewatch a lot of the movies. But anyway, so, without going into too much spoiler territory, I would recommend checking it out, but, yeah. Sam, are you talking a porno? I'm lost here. No, I'm talking about a show on Disney Plus here, Scorpio, and this is also one of the reasons why I usually don't do Pop Culture Thursdays live, at least, is because a lot of people, at least, aren't caught up in the live stream. But yeah, this is connected to all of the Marvel stuff. But at any rate, one of the other shows I've started watching lately that's not related to Marvel at all is a show that I got recommended a few weeks ago by my friend, and it's a science fiction show called The Expanse. And, you know, oftentimes conservatives complain about science fiction being, taken over by the SJWs in Hollywood and whatnot, and being, too woke for its own good, especially in Hollywood, and that certainly is a problem. But this show called The Expanse was originally a set of novels written by two authors that go by the name of S.A. Corey, I think. And I also believe that Teddy Spaghetti has also complained about these books, claiming that they stole his concept or whatever, even though they didn't. More like he stole their concepts. But it's it's kind of a futuristic look at what if humans were to colonize Mars? What would that look like? And it's an interesting take on if humanity split into two factions. Half of the population would colonize Earth, and the other half would colonize Mars. And it basically kind of sets. It takes place in the 23rd century, as well, and the way they're setting up the show, I'm still on the first season, but it seems like they're setting up the show to kind of be like a Cold War series between Earth and Mars, and it explores space travel in a very kind of based way, so to speak. They deal with instead of there being no gravity, or there being gravity all the time in space like there is on Star Wars, they actually kind of show that they actually need gravity stabilizers on ships. Otherwise, people are gonna just float out there. They also explore the effects of space travel on the human body. So it's an interesting show, and as far as the diversity element goes, they have diversity in the show, but the way they play, it's not diversity for the sake of diversity like so many shows out there now. There is actually they actually focus on character development, and as opposed to being a multiracial and gender cast for the sake of it. So it's an interesting show. I think Kurgan and Ted both hate it, so therefore I like it just based off of that alone. So it's on Amazon Prime, which I know some people aren't thrilled about, but it's also on DVD, and I think they might even have a few episodes on YouTube as well if you want to check it out. So yeah, I would definitely recommend The Expanse as well. And then let's see. The Daily Wire has also gotten into the entertainment business now, which I'll have to do a show about that with my good friends over at Versa Media, Sean and Dictator Phil, because I'm curious to know what their thoughts are. But the Daily Wire has basically gone into the movie business with their first film, Run, Hide, Shoot, which I have not seen yet. But the premise is it's basically like it's they're doing a movie about a school shooting actually, and it's supposed to be some like big pro Second Amendment LARP thing. And I'm gonna check it out, and I might even you know, I might even gift E Scorpio a Daily Wire subscription to watch it, because I'm curious to know his opinion on just how much of a grift this movie is for Ben Shapiro. But yeah, the Daily Wire is now getting into film production as well, so we'll see how that goes. They already have their podcasts and whatnot, but now I guess they're getting into entertainment. Unlike unauthorized TV, it actually does work as far as the platform goes, and it actually looks fairly nice for a platform. So yeah, again, Teddy is going to be super pissed when this happens. So, is there a promo code for discounts and movie tickets? Yeah, there is actually a promo code for this Scorpio. I can send it to you. Or like I said, I might do like a watch together thing with you if I can figure out how to do that. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet, but the idea of Ben Shapiro getting into the movie business with the Daily Wire, at this point it seems kind of like a stereotype, with him being a Jew in Hollywood getting into the film business. But I guess it was bound to happen, for better or for worse. So yeah, we'll have to see how this turns out. But one thing is for certain, folks. Now that the election is over, these grifters, these right-wing political grifters, are going to be fighting amongst each other. For I mean, they already have been, but they're going to be fighting each other, calling each other grifters, and it's just you're going to see more right-wing political grifters going into entertainment, just for the heck of it. Especially Vox, now that Shapiro is competing with him. But yeah. Kevin Dugan goes, Amazon Watch or Twitch Watch? Oh, I mean, there are a couple of applications where we can like share screens and watch a stream together, I think, Kevin. I'm not sure. What I would like to do, in all actuality, at one point, is actually do like a live stream of like a movie or a TV show and kind of do like commentary over that. But YouTube overlords won't allow that, so that won't be possible here on YouTube. But it will happen. I'll figure it a way. I'll figure it a way, for sure. So yeah. Um E Scorpio has abandoned us. Well, I'm not really surprised. Like I said, I'm talking nerd stuff today, so oh, he hasn't actually. So I'm not really sure if this is his jam necessarily or whatever. But yeah. You could do on D Live. Yeah, well that's true. I'm not banned on D Live yet, Scorpio. Um and I haven't been on D Live in a while, so I don't think I made my channel like an X tagged series, but so I think I can still be monetized. I'm not positive about that either. Um so let's see what else is on the bucket. Um I was debating on whether or not to share this now or later, and I don't necessarily have any definite dates for this. But before we close out the show, like I said, the Thursday show is going to be shorter and more to the point. But I don't even want to say I've started writing anything out per se, but people have also been saying that I should write a memoir about being a podcaster. And I've kind of resisted this idea for a while because I figure that I'm only 26. It's a little I've had that many I've certainly had accomplishments, but I'm not necessarily sure who would be interested in necessarily reading my whole life story at this point. But suffice it to say, there have been recent events, both nationally and personally, have kind of made me rethink that. So I've started to kind of dig through the archives of my you know past shows and kind of gone through my old show notes. So I am, I guess, starting to write a memoir a little bit, but it's not going to go through my whole entire life, because I think there are some chapters that would be boring to you guys. What I'm going to try and do is really detail like the start of how the show started, kind of up through really the Ellen saga and all that. So I don't know when my memoir is going to be out yet. It could be this year. It could be in 2022. Let's see. I need a rampant drug addiction to have a proper memoir. According to you, Scorpio. Yeah, I don't have one of those yet. Um, I am addicted to memes though, and I'm addicted. I have a rampant YouTube addiction. I definitely have that, but yeah, I don't have any. I'm not a I'm not a druggie. I have had relatives who unfortunately have dealt with addiction, and that's affected me some in some ways. But I guess in a way I was actually addicted to politics for a long time. Let's see. Yeah. I need to run I need to run to Cadillac and get your lawyer and drive to Las Vegas to write your book. Kevin, I'm not sure what that's a reference to, but I definitely feel like that is a reference to something. For sure. But anyway. Yeah, so that is going to be kind of the Thursday show for this week. Like I said, it's real off the cuff, and you know, I don't have too much to talk at this point for this first one. I will probably be getting a guest for next Thursday's show, but you know, until I can confirm my guest, I'll make that announcement probably on Saturday if said guest can do it. Yes, Fear and Loathing. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Really long time. So anyway, by the way, I'm also helping Bruce City Synth with some of her videos and content as well. She's been putting out some hilarious parody videos that I really recommend you go check out on YouTube. So go subscribe to Bruce City Synth on YouTube. And now she's also doing like a live 24/7 radio broadcast as well on YouTube. Kind of broadcasting her own synth mixes and whatnot. So that's pretty good. And also, I don't know if it will be out by the time you guys hear this on the podcast, but yesterday I sat down for a conversation with my friend Christian Blatt, who hosts the Blattcast, and we talked about Wonder Woman 1984, which you know, again, is another movie. So my review for Wonder Woman 1984 isn't up yet, but if you want to hear my thoughts on it, I will be on the upcoming episode of the Blattcast, which will be posted probably this week, and I'll tweet that out, and I'll also post that on mine as well. Which, by the way, that's the other thing I do want to share real quick, folks. For those of you who you know, are curious about things. So obviously we know that Parler is down, and Gab is I am on Gab, but there's another platform that I like right now called Minds, which I know some of you have heard about, which as far as I can tell, it's kind of like a hybrid of Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter to some extent. And in my opinion, it's the most stable of all the platforms out there, and it's got the cleanest interface as far as the website goes. They do have an app, and it's pretty good, but they're improving it, and it could be better, and hopefully I'll be verified over there soon as well. For those of you who haven't yet checked it out, let me show you guys what it looks like. So if we go to okay. Okay. So there's kind of the homepage of Minds. You can see Minds right here. So here's kind of the news feed. It looks a lot like Facebook, but then here you can also see my my post here. You can go to my page here at Sam Whitfield, and I am a Plus member right now. So I've made a few posts on here over the years. I've had my account for a few years, but anyway, I'm gonna try and post some more stuff over on Minds. So if you guys are on there, you can follow me on Minds, like I said, at Sam Whitfield. And so yeah, I like it so far. I've been playing around with it. They have a Minds Plus section for premium subscribers. I have a trial of it right now. So I'm going to see what the Plus features are. And you used to have to pay in with like their cryptocurrency, but I've never been into that. And they recently like allowed, I think, PayPal as a way to pay. So I haven't paid yet, but I've got a trial for the Plus membership so I can get verified on there, and I'll probably just use it, you know, the free version anyway. But if my YouTube channel goes down, this will probably be where I'll post videos for sure. But yeah. Kevin Dugan asked, do I have a Trovo? Not yet. And I'm not I have the Trovo app on my phone, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get a Trovo account yet, just because I have like, at this point I probably have like over 100 apps on my phone. But yeah. Oh yeah, and there's my little graphic and my profile pic and my banner. What I've really got to do is update my website, Kevin. That's probably going to be the platform that I work on updating the most, is my own website. I've got to get better about posting on there. I've kind of been a little bit retarded when it comes to my own website. But anyway, folks, I think that will do it for the Thursday show. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the show. And I'll be back on Saturday evening, 10 p.m. Eastern. Maybe earlier, if I decide to join the Versa brothers. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with me on the Thursday show. Thanks to everyone who showed up. And yeah, we have about we're about halfway on the funds counter. So we're halfway there, folks. And yeah, thanks to everyone who has contributed so far. And also, before I go, the last thing I want to mention is that the Whitfield Report anniversary show is on March 25th. I think I'll be celebrating 15 years of podcasting at that point. So it's a little ways off in the distance, but March will be here around the corner. So for you creative people, if you guys would like to do some creative stuff for my birthday, let me know, or yeah, for my anniversary show, which is kind of like a second birthday. Let me know. And yeah. Also, thanks to Brew City and Sawson for the birthday wishes and memes as well. Brew City made a very nice video for my birthday, so that was really cool of her to do. And yeah, folks, from all of us here at NGC Studios, have a good night. God bless. God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy in that order. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you guys on Saturday night for the Whitfield Report. Until then, take care and God bless.